everyone, welcome into episode 44 of the Hooley Brothers podcast, the Reggie Jackson slash Hank Aaron edition. Back with you on a Wednesday night here. Mike, how's everything going on your end?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just
On the
moving,
move there to start this.
yeah, moving back to the desk.
Yep. So, I guess let's just get right into it here, Mike. And the Red Sox, after, again, it's always good when the Orioles come into town looking like they might be starting their way back, but no, they're officially dead again.
Yeah, I thought like the Orioles were just a recipe for success. Just like come in, beat them to death, which they did. They crushed them. Like, it was like 15-2 on Sunday or something outrageous. So I thought they would be back, getting the healthy Schwarber, healthy Sale, basically the trade deadline acquisitions that were a little bit late. But I also wasn't in their favor having to play a doubleheader. Like, not making excuses, but like day off, doubleheader. And now, like, I mean, there's no excuse. You should be Andrew Haney. But now I'm going to go to a sweep.
Yeah, no, I still even think doubleheader. It's like, okay, well, you just say you have a day off. It's like, what's if teams play doubleheaders, let's say the Yankees have played doubleheader, and they also didn't have the day off before, right? I think they had like
They had another makeup game.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, if anything, they should have the excuse, and it's just so weird thinking how much they've beat up on this team all year, and now it's just the tables have completely turned on them with the Red Sox and Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, they got some big guys. I mean, Rizzo and Gallo, man, those are two pretty big bats.
Yeah, and like you said, Schwarber kind of coming in late, but it's fun too because it's tough to pinpoint because then there's some games where the bullpen just completely blows up or the starters blow up, and then the very next game they'll lose like 1-0. So it's like then the offense isn't showing up. It's like they can't get like the offense, the starting pitching, and the bullpen to all work in the same game, and it seems to be a disastrous combo of three somehow for almost every single game. Not against the Orioles.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like not even too concerned about this rotation anymore.
No,
it's just the bats. Like what? So we had 1 run tonight. We had 0 last night, and then during the day we had 3. So it's like a nice 4-run, 3-game series. Like, come on.
Yeah, so it's been the for the most part I mean without a doubt he didn't have a good start tonight, but the bullpen recovered and they can't get back into the game.
Yeah, and even like it's a little shaky in the bullpen because the guys that we've been relying on between Barnes and Whitlock have kind of haven't been doing too well. Ottavino like had a weird outing on Sunday, so and heck, even Valdez was good and he blew up that game last Wednesday.
Yeah, it just seems like a ticking time bomb. Everyone's blowing up at different times, and like you said before, again, unless they tack on any in this game here, 4 runs total over a 3-game span is really not going to get it done for any team unless you have like I don't even know like the '90s Braves pitching staff. Like I mean, it's not going to work. So yeah, I don't know. They certainly seem like they're on a downturn here. I think you had to say probably 2 out of 3 against the Yankees just to like have some sort of good feeling moving forward. I think if you split yesterday and won tonight, you'd be pretty good shape here. But now on your way to barring a dramatic comeback here, a sweep is just really not what the doctor ordered here. I mean, granted they have a stretch here against some lesser opponents coming up, but until you get to the Rays at the end of August here, but you're gonna have to beat some good teams. You can't just keep beating up on these bad teams. And as we saw recently, I mean, that was 2 out of 3 in Detroit, so they're not even fully beating up the teams that they should be either.
Yeah, so on Sunday we were only 3 games out. I was feeling good about the team. I know it was the Orioles; they were on 11-game losing streak, but I was feeling like okay, like that was like the team you want to beat up on and win. But after this, I'm canceling the division at the very least.
Yeah. I almost want to do it to the season, but I don't know. It just
It's this next another. It's kind of a bigger sample size of what I was saying before. It was like, okay, you gotta beat up on the Orioles and big series against the Yankees. Now it's a huge sample size where you have 6-game homestand, 3 against Texas, 6 against the Twins. Then you go to Cleveland for 3. I see you gotta win
so
You gotta win a minimum of 7. I want 8.
I was gonna say 7. I think you got to go 7-2 in that stretch.
Yeah,
It's
because then after that you go to Tampa.
probably I'm thinking you got to win 5 out of 6 at home and 2 out of 3 on the road.
Yeah, yeah. This Ranger team is not good. You gotta win two out. You gotta sweep this weekend.
Probably sweep them and then 2 out of 3 the next one at like you said at minimum. And I don't know if they have it in them. I think that this is again something we've seen at the beginning. Something's just changed with this team. It really has. I mean, again, we were saying it before. It's like teams that are games they had no business winning really, even through the pretty much right to the All-Star break, even a little bit after. But like especially the trade deadline, it just seems like yeah they're like tonight down 4-1. Richards comes in again. Props to Garrett Richards tonight anyway. 4 shutout innings of relief. They look like I mean it just looked like again I haven't really been watching. I kind of just tuned on here, but like we can't even get another run. Like, did we give up? I feel like we weren't doing this in the past. We were
Well,
kind
we're
of
up 1-0 too. It was like we set the tone
right.
early.
I mean, yeah, like I said, Pavetta obviously blew up a little at the beginning of the game here, but
There was just a fourth inning kind of. I mean, not the fourth inning, the 4-run second inning, and they kind of was like, okay, this game's over. But it was the end of the
right, yeah,
second. It was
that
only
wasn't
4-1.
high.
Yeah. So offense kind of
So
regular there. Honestly, like I gotta actually do the math, but I feel like after a terrible season last year and a terrible start, they've come really like home reliant. Have you noticed that?
mm-hmm. The Sox,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
like
this all
they
started with a sweep in Tampa. Again, like that was in Tampa.
mm-hmm.
Then there was it was a long road trip after that, and I feel like who do we play before Baltimore? The Tampa again. Yeah, but again, that was
Yeah, they lost 2 out of 3, right?
yeah, but again, like you can argue that was just like a Barnes implosion from a 5-1 homestand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And
Uh,
like that was like they played Tampa pretty competitively that series. Like now again, he blew up 10, and then Wander Franco kind of just like on that Thursday day game had like a 12 pitch at bat and had a 3-run home run and made a 1-1 game, a 4-1 game. So like yeah, you need to start winning these games, but like you can say that they played a lot better baseball at home than what they did when they got swept in Tampa and that disastrous Toronto series. Like I said, losing 2-3 in Detroit. So that's
yeah, I
why
mean,
like maybe just two crappy teams in town to get some sort of mojo. They get the mojo moment back, just to kind of get back into it. Because I think we're pretty lucky right now, getting swept with the A's also in Chicago playing the White Sox, losing, and they lost their ace Chris Bassett last night to a comebacker to the head.
oh right, yeah.
So like
Yeah.
you gotta maybe start looking like okay, like that's our competition, and hopefully just taking advantage of. I think we have 1 3 game set at Fenway near like the end of September with the Yankees. So I kind of just compete with Oakland right now. Hopefully the Yankees cool down at the very least. If you want to get home field in that game, you can take care of business. Like you have an opportunity at the end of September.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just I don't know. I don't know high hopes right now. I think this was a real pivotal series here. That even if you won one, you probably aren't feeling good, but you're like, all right, at least there's something here. But getting swept in the Bronx
You're at least
after
leaving the
what you've done to this
Bronx.
team all year, yeah.
You're leaving the Bronx
Oh well, the Yankees,
ahead of the standings. So
right? It is insane. I can't remember what the date of it, but like I saw this tweet
Fourth of
today.
July, Fourth of
Again, our
July.
guy, yeah, our guy Kyle's having fun on Twitter. I don't blame him taking the victory lap, but we were 10 games up on the Yankees, right?
I think so. Yeah.
At one point, I can't. It was some point in July. Someone took a screenshot. Rays were in second, the Yankees were in third, or maybe even fourth. But we were 10 games on the Yankees. We've blown 10 games since July something, like at some point. So either way, it's August 18th. That's not good. So, and granted, they've been playing pretty well, but I think it's a much bigger indicator on the Red Sox playing poorly in this stretch. So it's insane. It's almost a nightmare that it's come to like this point too. Again, it'd be one thing if you just played, whatever their winning percentage is now, ball all season pretty consistently. But at the highs and lows, like being up where they were, and then now, just it's
I,
crazy.
I think they've shown, especially with Baltimore. I think they'll do a good job of beating up have had teams at home, and of course going to Tampa is going to be rough. That the week of the 31st to the 2nd, but then we
Mhm.
host Cleveland again. That should be another big win series. I think we'll at least teeter around this wild card until then, and then it's that week after that's going to make or break the season. 3 at home with Tampa again from Labor Day, 3-game set. Then we got to go to Chicago and play the White Sox.
That sounds like 1-5.
And then after that, even
They're playing right now.
then it's a weird only going to Seattle trip right after. So we go from home to Chicago to Seattle back. So it's gonna come. I think by then like it's your birthday and we're playing the Orioles. So I think we'll know after that stretch of baseball, those 3 series, what a realistic chances are.
3-6. I just said again. I've lost like all faith. I mean, it's just been such a rough stretch here. But yeah, I don't know. It just
Hey,
seems like they're in a bad spot.
hey, I know it's nice to have 69 wins, but we can go past that now.
Yeah, I'd say I would have been fine with 69 losses. That's a
Yeah.
much better spot. But I mean, what are we talking at now for that record? I'm looking staring at that thing now. That would be 24-16. Not crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, not how they've been playing, but 24-16 on the stretch should be a way to go. But yeah, you're right.
We gotta win games. We gotta win the games coming up. Like,
Yeah, like you said, seven in this next stretch here.
and again, even though I am penciling the division, that's a lot. That's a lot of Rays games. So that
you're not gonna win.
it's at the very least you can talk yourself into.
Oh,
It's in your
they're checking Zach Britton right now. That's pretty quick.
destiny's in your hand with 40 games left. We lost it this quickly. Who knows? We can get it back this quickly. But again, we got to beat up some bad teams these next 9 games. Like, I kind of hate. I kind of hate how we go.
Commercial. Sorry.
I was gonna say I hate how we go from 9 games with bad teams, the Rays, Indians again, then the Rays. Just like I wish we can just like play a 6-gamer with Cleveland and just do 12 games and then 6-gamer with the Rays and just be like, okay.
But yeah, the only bright spot, and I think even he's cooled down recently, is Delbeck. He's actually looked pretty good this month. So unfortunately, the rest of the team not quite following suit there. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, this offense should be good, but that's like you said, this series especially, that's where they're really struggling. Again, just 1 run tonight. Off the top 2 are coming up when they do bat in the 9th. But I mean, again, they're going to need at least 3 runs if the Yankees don't tack on any here in the bottom of the 8th. But you have to think we're on our way towards a sweep in New York after really dominating this team all year. So, and just kind of speaking to them, I mean, like I said, as bad as the Red Sox are playing, I mean, I hate to admit it, for good for the Yankees, they seem to have found, a good rhythm here since, again, things were looking bad for them. They were in 4th place for a while. Now they find themselves in the wild card right now. So it's just like, it's insane thinking where both these teams were a month ago to where they're sitting now. And yeah, not only then, like again, right now it's kind of a 3-way tie, but with tiebreakers, they'd host the wild card game right now, which is kind of insane. So,
Well, again, they're probably gonna keep this winning streak going because they got 4 games hosting the Twins, and we know how that matchup usually goes.
yeah,
And then
I don't know. Then you go to Atlanta.
I was gonna say it's Atlanta for 2, then Oakland,
West
which
Coast, yeah.
then a West Coast road trip to Oakland
Yeah.
and Anaheim. So
Is it bad? I might just root for the Yankees at that point. Against Oakland. Like, I think they're more likely to maybe fall apart. The Yankees seem to be trending in a different direction.
yeah, that's
Like
4
you were saying.
games. 4 games gonna be 2-2.
To Yankees that's beat up on each other exactly. So yeah, I don't know. That's where we're looking now. Kind of just around the league. Oh, my thanks for having this point. I don't know how I missed it, probably because I missed the game. But yeah, White Sox and Astros staying atop their divisions. A's clinging to the wild card now. Like I said, them and the Yankees will likely have the 2 spots following tonight. I think we're really tied with the A's too. So maybe and if they lose tonight, we might end up in a similar spot. But kind of sticking towards those 2 teams, and it's a game that I regret not watching in real time. I just think it was a situation where Caitlin and I had very different weeks going on. So Thursday was the one night we got together. I forgot it was actually Thursday. I thought it was like over the weekend at some point, but that Field of Dreams game did look really, really cool.
Yeah, I saw the highlights. I mean, I only saw highlights, and I even went to bed. And I saw it was like 7-4 in the eighth. So I was like, okay, I don't need to. Sometimes you decide
Yeah.
whether to stay up longer or just go to bed. So that was like, okay, I can just go to bed. And there was pandemonium, balls landing in
And the
corner.
Pats preseason game was that night too. So I was like, all right, I'll watch a little of that before we like officially hang out for the night. And I was just like, oh wait, that was I forgot it was Thursday night. I don't know why. It seemed like it was going to be a weekend type
Well,
thing.
that was the thing. I couldn't care about the Pats preseason game. So like that was like they wanted, but I was out to dinner. So
Oh, I mean, I only like I threw it on while while I was cooking or something like that. Yeah. But no, it looked cool. I mean, again, I hope this turns into like a winter classic type thing, an OG winter classic thing. I know they do like the stadium series now for hockey, but one game a year. Give me one game a year.
I think I
Even a
saw.
set, even if it was like, isn't it going to be Cincy and the Cubs?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So they're next year. Yeah. It sucks too because like those were like two classic. Like, the White Sox Yankees. I think they nailed that as the first matchup. Obviously, like the Schuster Jackson thing, the whole movie, and then you get the Yankees too. So I think that was two good teams, and you just look that stadium looked sick. Got to see some old outfits there from people on set there. So really cool, and it seems like yeah, again their ratings were through the roof. So kind of good on MLB for that one. Finally getting something right.
I know. Good job. Credit where credit's due.
But yeah, and then looking out in the NL, I mentioned kind of Yankees having to go to Atlanta. The Braves are really again. It's been such a division. Like I don't think anyone's ever had more than like a 2-game lead in so long in that division. The Braves up 2.5 now. They're starting to distance themselves. They're on a 5-game win streak right now. I know they're probably, I don't know if they're playing right now, but
They're at 10-3.
Going into tonight's action. Okay, so about to be a 6-game win streak. Again, they've won 8 of the last 10 as well. So really trending in the right direction. And props to this team. They've had so many injuries all year. You know, you start out, very early in the year realizing you're not getting Soroka back, and then obviously your MVP candidate Ronald Acuna Jr. Countless others just and they're just patching everything on. They made some acquisitions at the deadline to kind of keep this train moving, and good on them. They're playing good ball right now.
Yeah, her recapping the deadline. That was like our 2-week hiatus. I was like, oh, I guess I'll throw in the fact that the Braves acquired like 4 outfielders, but again, they've kind of stepped into their roles. But I'd say the main guys, especially like even just tonight, look at the box scores. Freddie Freeman playing back to his MVP standards after a slow start, actually hit with a cycle tonight. Austin Riley at third base has been, amazing for them. And then Dansby, especially on this recent run, has been on fire. So
Yeah.
then okay, it's like, hey, you got pop in the outfield. So Solero, Duvall, Peterson. So it's just an offense that's just really been carrying them. Even just like looking back, it's see 12 runs, 10 runs, 12 runs, 12 runs again, 8 runs. So just like they've been putting up numbers, and their staff's kind of just holding down the fort between like Freed, Morton, Tuki Toussaint.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, so like I said, great job from them. Phillies are 2.5 back. They were kind of up there for a little. Now Atlanta's kind of taking it, and then the Mets just seem like they're floundering over in third place there. So again, never out in the NL East because again, it is just kind of a tight division. But going to them, it's also funny too. As I had the game on, like it's so funny with the Schwarber acquisition, seeing a lot more of
JD in the outfield.
Julio and in the outfield.
Oh, like I get it. I don't hate this plan going forward of just playing okay, like JD play at home in the outfield.
Yeah, but I
So
mean, he's playing now.
well, it's
Last.
probably more like okay, this first like couple weeks, like Schwarber just didn't have a rehab assignment.
Right. I think I know the Section 10 guys are saying that too, and I don't hate the plan either. Like, okay, yeah, JD handled the wall, and then Schwarber maybe on the road. So kind of platooning the DH outfielder situation.
Yeah, and hey, who knows? Got Ding Dong back at first to add to that platoon.
That's true. Yeah, Travis Shelby, you mentioned that he's back as well. So good to see him back in Boston. But then, kind of wrapping up, going through the divisions. And I know we have a few other notes here too, Mike. But if there's any solace that Red Sox fans have, is we can. I think we have some partners out in the complete other side of the country with our guy Don Diego that are fading as well, and that's the San Diego Padres. now 12 games out of the NL West. So it seems like they're, again, it's wild card or bust for them now, and they're clinging to that second one. I think even a week ago we were talking, Mike, they had a pretty substantial lead on Cincinnati, but it's really tightened up. I think it was about a game and a half that they have on them for that second wild card spot behind the Dodgers.
Yeah. Again, they had the injury bug with Tatis playing out, but hey, now he's back. He's in the outfield. Of course, he hit 2 home runs in his first game back. He did that also earlier in the year. But
Yeah.
it's just really hard to keep up with these two teams from the Giants and Dodgers. They've just been firing all cylinders, despite the fact that Mookie's now on the IL with the hip and on a semi-down year. It's just, yeah, these Padres just like aren't playing good enough baseball, and they're not doing a good job of like taking care of some of these like bad teams. So, like even looking back, like yes, I know the Rockies are like the best team ever at home, but they just got swept by them, and then they were in Arizona, probably another terrible team. They lose the first three. They salvage game 3, but heck, on Saturday night they even got no hit by a guy in his first career start.
Yeah, Tyler Gilbert, huh?
Yeah, so like shout out to him, but like if you have a 7-game road trip to heck, even
Colorado and Arizona, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Colorado's are 1-6.
You gotta go 5. You gotta go 5-2.
And even before, like again, they've been on the road for a long time, but they were in Miami the game before, and they took 2 out of 3, but it was just like even like combine that record, playing the Marlins, the D-backs, and the Rockies, and you need to pick up more wins than that. I don't care if you're on the road.
At least 6.
So, huh?
At least 6, I'd say.
Yeah. So now they come back. They have the Phillies and the Dodgers, so that we'll have a nice midweek series between that next week. But I think that rivalry shifted back to the traditional one in the NL West.
Yeah.
During time being.
The NorCal, SoCal type situation, yeah. So yeah, again, you're right. I think going into the year and the Giants again they're coming out and taking it, and they're not slowing down. Still in first place there. I think it seemed like we thought we had a 2-horse race for the division, and we do. It's just again, like you mentioned, more of the traditional rivalry between the Giants and Dodgers. So
and side note on the Reds, I forgot to mention this, but they had a pretty they could have made up some more ground this week too. They lost 2 out of 3 at home to the reeling Cubs the end of the series with an 11-game losing streak. And they're only going to take 2 out of 3. Of course, there's a big blow to their lineup, losing All-Star Jesse Winker. He got placed in the IL on Monday. But
no, but that's the crazy thing with the Padres too, is like it's not even like the Reds are like surging up behind them to close this lead. It's like, no, they're just playing worse than the Reds somehow, who are, again, like you said, they're struggling themselves, but the Padres are they're in a little more of a nosedive. So again, just a game and a half lead up on that second wild card spot right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned Tyler Gilbert. I thought because Buchholz had one in his second career start, and managed to one up him. That's insane. That's like so crazy to me. Just like I feel like your first start, you're just trying to get through it, have a good game. Especially like seven scoreless. Like but
I was gonna say, especially nowadays, if you can make it through 2 turns in the lineup without blowing up, that's kind of all you want.
True, yeah. Usually I would think best case is like 6 shutout or something like that. But
yeah,
that's true. Hey, go to his manager for leaving him in too. But yeah, and then
I think they definitely had the flexibility of the fact that he's on the Diamondbacks.
That's exactly true. You don't need to,
and
you're fine.
Yeah, Lavella was like, okay, we're not betting anything.
And Yankees make it 5-1. Awesome. But yeah, you mentioned too, and then Tristan McKenzie, was perfect.
Yeah, he had 7 2/3 perfect innings, which was kind of crazy because I believe it was on Sunday was the 13th anniversary to King Felix's perfection.
Yes. I did see that actually. So that would have been crazy. Yeah, 13 years to the date. And then I'd forgive me if I'm not getting this stat right, but the Wayno with a Maddox, that was what was that again?
Complete game, I believe, and a shutout as well. That's the maybe, but definitely underneath 100 pitches.
Underneath, I was almost gonna say that underneath because Maddox was like 86. Well, was Wayno just like in the 90s?
Yeah, like 93. I believe it happened like directly last Wednesday, directly after we recorded. I didn't see it until after. So
Wayne has had like the weirdest career. Like I thought he's been done like 10 times, and then he's just like still good.
Yeah, I thought I thought he was done once for a while. Then he just showed back up like a
Yeah.
couple years ago, and I was like, well, he's healthy, but he kind of stinks. But I feel like
Mhm.
he's put together a pretty decent season this year.
And I feel like I have his age like completely wrong. Like I'm like, how old is he exactly?
He's probably old now, but wasn't he like closing
But
out?
even still, I feel like he's a little younger than I could.
So he was closing out with.
39. Okay, all right, that's about
I was gonna say like if he was like he was closing out the World Series in '06. That's
oh
15.
06. Yeah, that's right. I mean, they won. I mean, they won. Yeah, I think I kind of mashed like that in 11 together. So I was like, yeah. Um,
That's why it's like, oh,
but
like you probably thought he was washed up in 2015. You're like, well, he's only
right,
like
exactly.
33.
um, and then just yeah, a few other notes here. I know you mentioned Mookie Betts on the IL, Carlos Rodon heading there as well. So, again, just
Yeah,
try to get him right. I mean, if you're the White Sox, I'd be like, you just come back in October.
yeah, they have two Cy Young candidates, but I wonder if this is going to take away some of the votes. But also did have so there was some fake news spreading around because Lance Lynn did get ejected tonight during the substance check.
Oh, really?
But if you look into it, it was just he had nothing on him, but he was just so mad he threw his belt at the umpire and he ejected him.
Oh, so it's not even like what he was. That's actually a good spin zone though. If you're gonna get caught, just like throw something at them. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they ejected me. It's like, yeah, because I was an asshole, not because
Yeah.
you know. That might be genius by Lance Lynn there. But
Mass equals gas.
so again, White Sox can kind of cruise to the playoffs here. But then we did see two
But hey, on a
mid.
side note,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
they are bopping now. Like like yeah, you can kind of forget about them, but like between they had a pretty good lineup all year, and they got Eloy and Lou Bob back. So
Yeah, true. And even going back quickly to that Field of Dreams game, just complete swag, like the most swag filled ending ever with that Tim Anderson like pimp job after that home run. That was awesome.
yeah, I kind of sometimes when that happens, like I like to read Twitter in live time, and
Yeah,
everyone was tweeting the video, and then like 40 minutes later, it's like, wait, he did that to the Yankee dugout, even more cooler.
yeah, and it's funny too because I mean obviously it almost become a joke at this point, but just like yeah, like the prisoner of the moment, like ooh, new face of baseball type thing.
Mhm.
But he definitely doesn't get enough love. I mean, you hear about like again we have obviously Tatis, Otani, like I mean those are kind of like the big ones, but I mean yeah, Tim Anderson's awesome in his own right. Again, I've never been a big like White Sox fan, but he's definitely like the leading charge in making that team really cool. So, um, but yeah, awesome for him.
If only for not their stupid manager.
I know. I still can't believe that's like such a weird situation that happened there. Because
Surprised his,
he walked into a great situation.
surprised his car wasn't in the cornfields.
I saw that joke somewhere too. It's like when he sees that island in the morning when he wakes up in his car. Um, but yeah, you almost like yeah, but you'd like to see like a I don't even know, just
Even like
a
Sam.
young guy like right. I was gonna say yeah, like, so it's like a Cora type or Dave Roberts, like a younger guy in his like 40s, like running that. I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, we got old Asler Russo who's been gone for like 10 years. So, um, but then yeah, just a couple other notes here, Mike. I know you listed on here. We saw two big careers come to an end. I think did Davis ever win MVP? No, he never won MVP, right? He just won a home run crown, I think.
Mhm.
And then yeah, great. And then so he kind of shut down. I think he's still getting. I think he has the deferred payment thing, so he's gonna get paid till he's like 52 or something like that. And then I'm pretty sure Cole Hamels made a cool $1 million for not really doing anything. Because
Oh, I
who
was
ended
gonna
up signing him again?
the Dodgers.
It was oh my god, yeah.
I was gonna say the two retirements where it's like the pay me my money. Like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Davis is getting deferred to like 2035.
Yeah,
And Cole Hamels like got signed by the Dodgers through one bullpen. Was like, no, I'm too hurt. And he made a cool mill. So
that's nuts. Hey, snake a team make it. So yeah, legend from I'd say the late aughts to the early teens, and then yeah, the like 2013 I think it was the year Davis went off. Like again, just another. So seeing both those hanging up in, as you put here, that late breaking Otani 40 bomb as well.
yeah, he, he had a pretty decent night tonight in Detroit. 40th home run, 8 innings pitched, 8 Ks, no walks.
Dude, it's insane.
Lowers the ERA to sub 3.
I can't even blame Trout this year because he's been injured. But it's like if that team could ever figure it out and like get to the playoffs, like I think we need to see Ohtani in the playoffs for sure.
Well, their ace was injured.
One of these years.
I know the talk is the Red Sox got one hit by.
No, like I said, a lot of it is I mean, they got to construct that roster a lot better. Wait, are they the ones that they drafted like all pitchers, right?
Yeah.
Probably a good idea. Even though that'll take a few years to hit everything here, but
they went from one bad contract to another too, as things.
That's true. Yeah. So
he's out for the year too.
Who's that?
Rendon.
Oh, yeah. Geez, that sucks for him because he was awesome just 2 years. He's someone I think I don't know could potentially turn around. He's still not like super old, whereas like those back half years of the pools they were bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed that signing was awful sketch. It was.
I don't know.
If you remember right, it was like they showed up to the winter meetings getting ready to throw the bag at Garrett Cole, and the Yankees threw him like $325 million. And then they're like, "Well, we have all this money here." And they didn't do any research on him. I think his body's a little more banged up than you think, too. So,
Mike, if you rush to, I'll be in New York Friday night. I could maybe sneak in and get a DJ LeMahieu bobblehead. So I'm looking at the advertisement behind home. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we're getting into late August here. I know September gets weird because I feel like I'll be like super into the race and everything, and then football kind of detracts my attention, and then I walk right back in October. So
I think one thing that will help is there's no 40-man anymore. It's just 28.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So there'll be less like if you watch a game and it's like.
Why is that, by the way?
Maybe they extended the minor league season this year or something. Like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this year it'll be a little bit more concentrated. You'll see less like schmucks out there for these teams. But
I did like that Eck take. It's like maybe no cup of coffees in September this year.
Yeah. It's like no, we need to focus here, man. We need to get our act together. Yeah, we'll need a couple extra arms to help us out. But get us some rest for these pitchers. But again, we're full steam ahead. We gotta put everyone in here. Hey, this is insane. 98-mile-per-hour pitches. Have you seen this stat right now?
No.
10.7 thousand. So 10,798 plus mile-per-hour pitches thrown this year already, and in all of 2008, there were only 3,682. So like triple the amount. Everyone's throwing gas. But yeah, we'll see how everything unfolds. Like I said, we'll pop in next week, see if the Red Sox could at least overcome this again, unless something absolutely insane happens here, overcome this sweep and get a little bit more on a roll against Texas and Minnesota coming up here. And also just seeing what goes on with the rest of the league. Again, it seems like we definitely have both Centrals locked up. Wests are definitely trending, especially the NL towards the Giants, and then the East. Tampa's kind of distancing themselves, but the NL, I guess, is wide open. And then so it's really the wild card races that are going to be, I think, the most intense down the last month or so here.
Yeah, and at the end, I think there's not going to be a schmuck in this playoff because I think there's like 13 teams that can probably make it.
All right, Mike predicting the Red Sox will not make the playoffs. Got it.
All right.
That's what I'm taking.
Let's move on to the next disappointing team, but not really anymore? Question mark.
We'll see. All right. So, yeah, another Boston team that coming off a disappointing season. Let's at least put it that way. The Celtics. So, again, probably wouldn't have spent too much time on them, but the big news that broke the Woj bomb from the other night, that Marcus Smart 4-year, $77 million extension. I was someone that I was like, oh, maybe they need to move. I love Marcus Smart. I absolutely do. And I'm someone that thought it might be time to move on from him. But after seeing that drop, seeing guys that I respect, at least online, liking the move, seeing Jason Tatum quote tweet Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown liking that tweet, I'm back in. I'm like, all right, screw it. Let's go. Let's bring him back. Bring the cover back.
My only thing is like, okay, as long as we can afford someone next year.
I don't think it's going to be the big splash, but I think, I mean, because then you got that Fournier trade exception. That's just, I forget someone, it might have been great too. Is like, can we just keep like using a trade exception to get another trade exception? Like, just like keep pushing it down the road.
Yeah. Oh
So, I
no,
mean,
I
if
just
we have
want
to
to
get
know the
someone,
quarterbacks guy next year.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do that, but we have to do something with Horford. I don't know. It seems like the only way.
Hey,
We have to get someone like
if
really.
it's now like a Horford tag pick thing, maybe Horford has a good enough year where we can skirmish some value for it.
Tag 10 picks. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, I think they'll at the very least be able to get like, I don't know, another Marcus Smart level money wise player next year. So that seems at least in the cards. I know that that might not be the answer we're all hoping to hear, but again, if you can get the Jays really taking even another step that they've already taken this year, I don't know. It just seems like it's like, all right, man, like you got your money. Like again, like let's see it, right? I mean, you're probably gonna be, well, oh, Jesus, Renfro just smoked one. Just like asked for the ball. Man, he's also been on fire too. I got to give him that. Renfro's been awesome.
Great pickup. Or liking
Yeah,
it from the day.
yeah. So that's the one highlight of the night is that he just took Chapman to the moon. But yeah, going back to Smart, I mean, yeah, again, dude, it's like okay, you're most likely the starting point guard now. I think they're going to want Schroeder off the bench. Uh, Richardson off the bench as well, or however you want to construct the starting lineup. But yeah, I mean, okay, you got to show up be the starting point guard. We need you to distribute. We need you to take threes when they're open and knock down a good clip of those, at least the high 30s, make your free throws. So I don't know. It's like, again, I'm happy he's back as like a Marcus Smart fan. But yeah, it's like you have to be the number 3 on this team right now. I mean, maybe Schroeder, if he could have for 1 year, could sneak in that role. But I don't know. If you're going to get this, I mean, there's big shoes and bigger expectations to fill it for Marcus Smart.
Especially with the comparison after having such a great summer league with Neesmith. Like he was hitting down shots and playing great defense. So
Yeah.
and if we
Yeah.
have a guy like Schroeder that's facilitating, taking that role like this year,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
and it has the potential to work out. I'm not gonna. I don't have a gut reaction right now. I'm going to be patient with this.
All I can say is that the roster appears to be better than it was last year.
Nope.
Because I mean, even if what's up? Would you?
I said no. I agree.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, because especially most games or a good chunk of games you were without, no matter how you thought he played, you were without Kemba Walker for a lot of games. So you're almost playing. I mean, Smart was that too. But like I mean, you're almost playing with him in the starting lineup every game anyway. So you add whatever you have left of Al Horford, which again, if you're going to be, I don't know, maybe get something. Maybe he works well with these guys. I don't know. I know he's getting
He he's fully rested.
Horford. Oh yeah, he's he's gonna be spry come October here. So again, if you can get anything out of him, that's a huge pickup. And then you're talking about a bench last year where if Kemba was hurt, you're talking like was Peyton Pritchard as a rookie like draft late like your best player off the bench. He's gotten better, and now he might not be your best. He's not gonna be your
Like
best player off the bench.
maybe pre-trade Bob when he wasn't starting, and we had Tyson
Right,
Thompson in. Like
right. But
pretty
even
Tice
as far as
trade.
like yes, a scoring threat, yeah. Because so again, you're seeing Pritchard who I mean, we'll get to summer league in a sec here, but dropping the pro these pro am game stats are insane. I mean, I used to take the am part of the kind of a grain of salt, but 92 in that game, which is nuts. So again, but you said Neesmith been on fire. So if those two guys can give you something, you have Schroeder for a year. Again, Josh Richardson, not sure which Josh Richardson you're going to get. So I mean, that's and then again between the starting lineup and the bench. I mean, you got can't Cantor backing up, maybe Horford on the bench as well, maybe in the lineup with Bob. It's a solid like 10-man rotation there. Like I don't know. It's like if
Yeah, and then like
you're
even just
almost thinking of
like
it. Chris Dunn, maybe he's doing something. I don't know.
yeah, I mean that was like done. Like you can like Langford, like Langford's like
Romeo, yeah.
he was like some nights like your 7th or 8th man. If he's down to like your 10th or 11th, that's fine. Like
It's better than it was a year ago for
push
sure.
push Grant Williams off this rotation.
Right, exactly. You're replacing like Ogilvy, who with guys like a Sherwood Richardson or an improved Neesmith, and that's huge. Just yeah, I don't know. Again, I know Fournier kind of joined the team late, but it just seems like overall this roster is better than it was a year ago. Still not maybe up in the top tier here. I just think the Schroeder, again, we talked about last week. I think that was a huge pickup for them because it gives them some sort of secondary scoring threat in a the all-time proven year for Schroeder. Not even like the last year of the contract. You kind of screwed yourself the last year, so it's like you need to get back onto it, especially in his. I think he's at like 27, so you can still get a really good contract in front of you. So, yeah, kind of going back to summer league. Obviously, I was with friends last night, and if anything, I would have watched the Red Sox game, but didn't catch any of it. But I did see that we came up a game short of winning the summer league.
Yeah,
been nice to hang that banner, but
my buddy
the Sacramento
texted me.
Kings.
My buddy texted me banner 18 on the way tonight yesterday at like 7 p.m. and it did not come. Hey, the Davion Mitchell, man, he is scary. I didn't watch any of it, but just saw how many turnovers we had and how well he played. He made the one of the 7 first team All Summer League with Pritchard. So
Yeah,
I love them at Baylor. I mean, if
yeah,
everyone knows here, I'm a huge Baylor fan. So
yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, him and Fox together should be very interesting. Yeah, it's the Kings, so you never know. But like him as like, I think he could be an immediate like, not 6-man of the year candidate, but like an awesome 6-man. Because if you go with like him and Buddy in the backcourt, maybe you even shift Buddy up to 3. But
Halliburton.
you got Halliburton too. I mean, like there's a lot of. I mean, against the Kings, so they'll screw it up like they always do. But
Terry
it's a
Barnes
lot
still
of.
there?
Yeah, yeah, yes. I know that was kind of again some Celtics trade options a year ago, but
I feel like they won't be in the playoff mix. They won't be anything. They're just gonna be the team that like I feel like a degenerate.
they only had that one good year when we had their draft pick, just like the freaking Grizzlies did. I mean, they've been better now, but
I was gonna say I feel like they're gonna be like a team that the Nuggets lost to the Kings last night. Oh, weird. And like
one of them goes off like 40 or
yeah, like
points,
they'll be like a 10 or 11, like they'll probably like the 11 seed and then be like everyone's like lose to some bad teams, but like beat a lot of good teams type of team.
Okay, wait, so the Red Sox lose by 1 run here, um, but yeah, and then so yeah, we'll see. Obviously, summer league, like you said, so the Kings wrap it up. But again, I think a good showing for the summer Celtics. Just again, it's your bench. So how's your bench look? And again, like you said, Pritchard was awesome and so improved shooting from Neesmith. And yeah, we'll just kind of see where we go from here. Only other NBA news, unless I'm missing something here. We got some early, I'm sure the whole thing might be out now, but some early highlights as far as next year's schedule goes. So again, we're getting right back on that mid-October timeline. So a bit of a shorter offseason, not as short last year, obviously, but Celtics, they opened the season versus the Knicks. So we'll have that immediate Kemba Walker rematch game right off the bat. And then they're in the Christmas Day slate. So
Just one thing I gotta say, it's gonna stink this year. I mean, of course, Tibbs will probably run to the ground if like we rested up Kemba for the
Knicks. Yeah, I know. That's true. I mean, no, Tibbs is definitely gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Between him and Heracross. Maybe he'll try to just like treat them as one player. That's what he should do. Just be like, all right, you guys will collectively play 45 minutes tonight.
I think I'm just like fun to say is like I'm excited to like do this. And like I think quote today is like Kemba Walker's knees are not excited though.
Yeah. Julio. All right. Well, the good news is the Red Sox will have the tying run at the plate. So
yeah.
Who's up 6? I don't even know.
Big Dog. Black Dog.
Big Wick. Oh, Boone's pulling Chapman. Ooh. Man, what happened? This guy's so hit or miss.
Or all this?
Yeah.
I feel like he got broken.
He's mostly missed now. Yeah, I know. That sucks for him. Just getting yanked.
Which is shocking. Yeah, who's coming in? Who's coming in?
I don't know yet.
I mean,
a white lefty. Oh, it's
Britain.
Hey, is that still? No. Do they still have Hap?
No.
It looked like him for weirdly enough. No, Britain was in earlier.
I was gonna say I would be shocked if they put in a righty with Schwarber on
It's
the
a
bench.
wait. That's weird. It's a lefty.
I was gonna be shocked if they put in a righty.
Okay. Just because I didn't
Pawecki's
get
up.
the.
Pawecki's DHing. So if they put in a
Okay.
righty, I can imagine it'd be a seamless
Yeah,
transition to like put Schwarber in a DH for like one at bat.
that's true. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on who that is. But anyway, so yeah, then the full Christmas Day slate we have the Trey Young's return to the Garden. I
That's a
know I'd
fun
be
one.
going there before that, but I love that. Yeah, they nailed that one. Then our Celtics play the defending champions, Giannis and the Bucks. We have a
I think that's a
matchup
good
of
one because it's a marquee enough team, but the defending champions will probably win.
yeah, exactly. I heard some talk of just a straight up finals rematch, which would have been spicy as well. But instead, they kind of split that up, and then we'll have the Warriors playing the defending Western Conference champion Suns. Then the marquee matchup at 8, Nets Lakers. Again, probably the teams with the two best odds at winning the championship this year. For wrapping it up at night with the, I already forget, it's the Jazz and the Mavericks.
Mavericks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was like, they have to put Luca on there. So yeah, Luca. So again, the classic 5 header on Christmas. Mike, will you be? You already got the unders in line.
Oh, even if you don't like it, you have to do it.
The Christmas Day
Had a
unders.
pretty good comeback last year. I think I went 2-1.
Yeah, started slow, I think, and then it came back a little. So yeah, with the Christmas Day slate, that'll be good. Always good to kind of have on the background on Christmas and everything. Um, so yeah, that's all I had for NBA news. I think again a lot of the action was over the last couple weeks, so it was really just the smart extension summer league wrapping up, and then the schedule announcement. And then I guess we'll wrap up, Mike, with some football here. Again, Pats didn't catch most of that game. I just kind of had it on the background. I will say Cam looks like he kind of knows how to throw football now, which is an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't write this. Yeah, I think the tight ends are definitely going to help him. More checkdowns. Again, last year his problem was more that they couldn't throw. He did have no talent, but couldn't really throw it all. And then Lucas Lutke, by the way. Yeah, so he had 3.11 ERA.
Yeah, I've seen his name in box scores.
Yeah, so he's into kind of try to shut down the whack dog. But going back to the Pats, Judon looks awesome. I think, or again, in the limited action I saw him play, so I'm excited with him, especially with the single digit number on defense, which is awesome. But yeah, besides that, again, then it looked like Mac was very solid in his debut. I still think Bill's gonna go with Cam just to start the season. It seems like kind of his MO. So we'll have to see how that one breaks down.
Week 5.
Week 5, yeah, I could see that. But kind of just like going quickly around the league here. I mean, I think the main focus in preseason is the rookie quarterbacks. I feel like they always kind of like again dominate. See how people look in their debuts here. Justin Fields looked awesome. Again, I still think he should have been the number 2 pick in the draft. Again, I just think people were thinking too hard about it. But again, one game, I'm not that doesn't declare it. I thought that after leaving Ohio State, he just seemed like an absolute warrior and was great in those playoffs, especially against Clemson. But yeah, he had 2 total TDs in his debut for the Bears. Lawrence didn't look like he played too much, but it was like fine, I guess. Trey Lance had 1 good throw, and then Zach Wilson looked okay, I guess. Just reading his stats.
Sam Ellinger.
Sam Ellinger started right him down, rising up the charts. We'll have to credit Billy Football if he ever turns out better than Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, he could start week 1.
That's true. And Lawrence is not officially week 1 either, according to Urban. Probably just playing his cards close to his chest there. But
yeah, well, who knows what the Jags are doing?
well, I mean, they're cutting Tim Tebow. That's what they're doing.
That's a good thing.
I like the point. No, but I like the point. I think this might have been our guy Kyle too. But he's like, I almost wish he just stuck in the team longer just to prolong the jokes.
Yeah.
Because those block attempts were bad. They were really bad out there. So yeah, Tebow, RIP to the tight end career 2021 to 2021.
Dude, but I don't get why he just never he did it for a little bit. Just go on game day, get paid.
Yeah, he'd be awesome. Yeah, it'd be worse if
He's been on it. Like he was on it for a little bit between his
Yeah,
retirement. That's
between that and baseball. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Just go
Yeah.
back. Like
I don't get it. Yeah, you'll get paid good money. People will probably be way less annoyed by you if you're just doing that.
yeah, it was weird. Like
Go on SEC Network. Yeah.
when he was on TV, I was like, okay, it's been a long like freaking Tebow. He was nice, and then I was like, just in my face
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave.
I have to wait till he tries hockey next year somehow. But yeah, I agree. He should just stay on TV. I think that's just something he. It just seems like just again, don't overthink it. Just do that. But yeah, so we'll head into week 2 of 3 of preseason now. We'll get a little bit different than our usual 4-week setup here. But yeah, and then the only other thing I had, Mike, was Hard Knocks. I know you have episode 1 under your belt. You're partway, a little over halfway through episode 2. Thoughts so far though on this season? I really like it. I think there's been some funny moments. I think week 1, obviously, I've been enjoying you always, I don't know. I almost think just because you usually see like more random ends of the roster friends, but it's like funny to see that Dak and Zeke are like actually best friends in real life. You had again the John Fossil with the vasectomy story. Great moment with Mike McCarthy showing Austin Powers. I was dying at that. Micah Parsons is a psycho, but I love it. So that was all awesome in week 1. That was probably the more entertaining one. Week 2, we're starting to see more end of the roster guys, which is always kind of fun to Hard Knocks. Will they make the team? Will they not make the team? So I know you said you caught. Oh, and then the British defensive back or one of the defensive team's coaches.
Yeah, as like a D-line coach.
Yeah, asking about Ted Lasso, basically the reverse Ted Lasso. But and then again, you didn't get. I don't think you got to him yet, but Kamara too.
Literally was just starting when I came in.
He seems awesome. Definitely rooting for him as well.
Yeah, I'll finish up tonight.
So yeah, Mike only iffy on it, but again, I'm liking the season so far.
I mean, there's some ones that like you don't watch, so it's bad.
Right.
Saying there's one like I think the Browns are really good, the Jets are really good. There's some other ones. There's another one. Oh yeah, I guess the Raiders were, I think, a step up.
Safe. Oh no, challenge that. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing that Plowicki's like you should have seen this play. It was like so deep in the hole. Like I was like, oh, he'll be safe by a mile. Nope. I have to see this replay. He was. Oh, he's safe. Nah, actually, no, his foot might not have landed. I can't see Rizzo's legs in the way. He might have been out. Yeah, he's out. Damn it. Barely. But anyway. Yeah, so again, those are my my thoughts on that. Again, I think again, just good to have kind of ease you back into football season. Again, you're more likely to watch that than most preseason games. So kind of just fun. Always fun to see. Like I said, I know I didn't watch last year with the weird LA season. So good to see kind of a big name on this season anyway. So, but yeah, fun. We'll keep watching that week to week, and then yeah, I think that's all we had. Again, kind of a light part of the schedule here. Mike,
2 little things. 1,
2 little nuggets.
she joins Penny's staff at Memphis. It's cool.
Yes, right. Good point.
And 2, we forgot that Pat Bev just can't stop getting traded.
Well, he keeps tweeting how excited he is about the city he's in. Because what was it, the like returning to LA thing, and then the great grind, and now he's in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Just don't tweet anything, Pat.
Well,
he'll probably get traded again.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind the Clippers consolidating him and Rondo with Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, I also that just reminds me. Remember that it was like one off season, then Quentin Richardson got traded like 4 times like a week.
Yeah,
something like that. Damn, I hate how close Weck was here. They're looking at it a long time, but I think
the Red Sox tweeted the final.
Okay, again, I'm on YouTube TV. It's a little delayed. How are you that slow, man? Like that, like the guy. Like,
he's a backup. He's a backup catcher, dude. The fact that he hits 300, like.
I know it just sucks because again, watching the play, you're like, oh, this guy's gonna be safe. I didn't even know he was gonna throw it, and I think I realized halfway through that it was whack, and I was like, but yeah, so official sweep there. Let's just beat up on some bad teams and hopefully somehow just fight over them again. But it's not looking good right now. A sweep to getting swept in a week span, and we'll obviously see where we are a week from now. But again, that's all I had. Again, a slower time of year. We're getting there. We're inching closer. So what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is the 19th. We're probably are we 3 weeks away at that point, or
Yeah,
from opening kickoff. Okay,
26, like second 9 or
second 9. Yeah, 3 weeks from tomorrow.
game
So,
on.
and then what? That's Cowboys, right? Cowboys Bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Cowboys Bucks. I'm pretty sure.
I think I got confused with the Patriots a couple years ago. With like the defending champ not being the first game.
Oh, but that was like what was like that was like the NFL. Was that the NFL 100?
NFL 100. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bears, Bears Packers. Yep, Cowboys Bucks Thursday night, 8:20, and then who? I already forget who we have up against. The Dolphins.
Dolphins,
Classic,
yeah.
classic. But yeah, so that'll do it for this week. We'll be back next Wednesday. Potential live show as Mike has to pick up some boxes
Yeah,
from me.
good.
So
This very well could be the last Red Walls episode.
the last of the Red Walls, yeah. So he'll be in again potential live show next week. Then we got our family vacation. We might work some another live show in then, and then he'll be at his new pad after that. So once again, thanks everyone for tuning in, sticking with us in these bit of slow times. We pretty much only have baseball and random again NBA offseason nuggets and preseason news for the NFL. But again, inching closer towards the NFL season. Then sooner or later or pretty soon we'll be in MLB playoffs. So again, hope everyone has a great night, great weekend, and we'll see you next week.